saying you believe that meditation is what?
Meditation is definitely one of the best ways to not only find inner peace and relaxation, but to connect with Mother Earth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And sorry, just recap. You were saying you just came back from a retreat or something?
No, actually, just a quick meditation. So I hiked
Oh,
up
just
there.
now. Okay, cool.
And I found a nice spot next to the river. And I just listened to the river as I let my thoughts drift and to connect that way.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a tough time meditating myself. Like
Yeah.
I get distracted,
Sometimes it's easier than others, I'm not going to lie, but I love to meditate. And so sometimes I do it with music. Sometimes I do it with silence. Today, I just really wanted to connect with the river.
Right.
So it's anything that kind of puts you into that peaceful, where you can be free and just let yourself go kind of state.
Yeah, what is meditation? I know it's probably hard to define, but how would you describe it?
I would describe it as an opportunity to free your mind of worry and fear and all those things that bring us down, and just introduce a new vibration, a higher vibration, and, really for our positive future, but also for the moment, to just be in the moment.
You think it's beneficial for your future to meditate, but it's also
Absolutely.
it feels good in the moment, is what you're saying?
Well, it feels good in the moment, but see, I believe that we create our future in the moment. So if the more time that we spend in a peaceful or happy, high vibrational state, we are actually calling that to us into our future. So we are creating the future in the now. Yeah. So if you spend your time in a low vibration, fearful, worried, all those things, stressed out and stuff, and that's what you're getting more of in your future. But if you intentionally allow yourself to feel happy and joyful and peaceful and hopeful, that is what you are actually attracting into your now,
Okay.
into
Wow.
your future.
So you think, like, the happier you are consistently, it's just like a momentum kind of thing.
Yes.
Like you'll just keep being more happy.
Absolutely. And it's
And
easier.
the inverse is true.
It's easier. It's actually easier to feel happy and high vibrational than it is to feel sad or low vibrational.
Okay.
But it is all about momentum. So if you start having thoughts that are taking you in the direction of unhappiness, then that momentum picks up. And so you start to dig yourself into sort of a rabbit hole, right? But if you actually just allow yourself to be calm, to be still, to just breathe in the moment and like listen to the river, do something beautiful, a piece of art that you love, anything that lets your mind rest.
Yeah.
You are actually letting yourself become high vibrational. So it's leading you straight to joy. And then that momentum picks up. And so when you start falling back into those feelings that you don't want, it feels intense because you're like, oh, I've already sipped the cup of fabulous, I don't really want to go back there anymore.
And can you just choose not to? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Everything is deliberate. Everything is intentional. No matter what is happening in your world and the world around you, you can choose to be happy just by breathing in this moment. And know, because the key is knowing that the next moment is going to be better. And then the next moment after that is going to be better. You just know how the law of attraction works, and you invite it every day into your life. You start your day that way. You end your day that way. You just continue to go. And so sometimes we need a little bit of a refresher, a buffer. And so that's why I like changing it up when I meditate.
Like
so
different scenery and stuff like that? Okay.
Yeah. Some people prefer the same thing over and over again, and that's great if that works for them. I like to change it up because sometimes it is difficult for me too. So I just like to follow my heart and see what calls me.
I've heard this before, but, I've kind of heard different tellings of it. What is the law of attraction?
So basically, I liken it to a magnet, right? But it's a magnet of thought. So basically, you are instructing the universe what you want to bring into your life by your thoughts. Okay. And so if my thoughts are happy and joyful or peaceful in this moment, then I'm telling the law of attraction, which is like a science law. I'm instructing the universe what things do I want to come into my life. So if I am feeling sad, or I'm purposely looking at violent things, or hearing stories that make me sad, my attention to it is the magnet. And so the law of attraction is saying, oh, she is focused on hard feelings or sad feelings or violent feelings. That must be what she wants. So her
Okay.
focus is over here. Let's give her more of that.
Got it.
Yeah.
So, thank you for sitting down, by the way. Do you
Of
mind if I
course.
ask you a couple more?
No, not at
Okay,
all.
cool. I guess I'm curious, like, you're sort of describing, yourself and your thoughts, and then the universe are sort of like the three players here. And you're describing like the universe, when you are paying attention to violent things, or harmful things, or even just sad things, boring things, any kind of a thing, the universe is responding by giving you more of it, is kind of what you're saying.
Correct.
I'm curious if you're anthropomorphizing, or if these are symbolic ways of thinking about it, or if you actually think that the universe is a conscious being that is giving you things when you think it.
Okay. Sorry, I don't quite understand the word that you use.
Anthropomorphizing.
Yes.
It's when you attribute human characteristics to things that aren't human.
Okay. Thank you for explaining that. So yes, I used to think that, it's very symbolic. When people say universe or God or being, spirit, whatever it is, I used to think it was very symbolic. After living it over and over and over again, I can absolutely tell you it's a living, breathing entity that is itself and me at the same time. It's that connectedness, if that's a word, connectedness
Probably.
to all that is. And so my thoughts become its thoughts. Its love becomes my love. It's a reaction. And so it makes absolute sense when you think of law of attraction as a magnet, because what you are focused on becomes it. And so it comes into your life.
What you're focused on becomes it.
Becomes the consciousness. It becomes reality. And that is how I know that our reality, even though we're going through some very difficult times, I know that it's shifting, because every time that we are deliberate in just allowing ourselves to feel peace as an individual, we are consciously telling the universe and becoming one with it and saying, I want more peace. And not only does that affect my life, but it affects everyone around us. It affects nature. It affects people. It affects businesses. It just grows. It has to. And so we attract those types of things because our consciousness is one with the universe.
So I'm trying to understand that part. Like, I guess one thing that would help me clarify is you think that this happens for you, like when you think about good things, or like you say high vibrational things, which I'm assuming are like positive things in your life. That's when you see change in your life. But do you think it works for everybody? Is that kind of what you're saying? Okay.
Yes. It works for every being.
Every conscious being?
Every being, which is
plants,
human, animals, plants, earth, rocks, water,
wow. Okay.
air. It works for everything.
But for us, it works with thoughts.
Yes. For us, it works with thoughts.
Okay.
But plants and animals, trees, they all have thoughts too.
Rocks?
Rocks, Mother Earth. Earth itself. And when I say earth, it's Mother Earth is the consciousness around the whole globe. It's
Okay.
around the actual planet.
Oh, when you refer to Mother Earth, you're talking about the consciousness of Earth.
Of nature
Okay.
and everything, because she is alive also.
Okay.
The planet itself is alive, and it has a heartbeat, and it has a thought, and so it recognizes when people all around the world do things to just feel positive in the
Right.
moment, because no, it's fine. That picks up on. She picks up on our positive vibe. We pick up on her vibe, and it's this constant chain
loop.
of yes,
Okay.
of goodness, I guess.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Why do you think that rocks have thoughts and that the Earth has has thoughts and stuff like that?
Why do I think it?
Yeah. Sorry. First.
No, that's fine.
First of all,
That's fine.
how confident would you say you are on a scale of 0 to 100 that is true? what
Oh,
you're saying?
100.
100?
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why are you 100%?
I am 100% sure because it's one of those things where now we step out of the material and into the spiritual.
Okay.
I feel it. And if I feel connected to this tree, for example, this tree cannot be rooted into something that is dead.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So if I am connected vibrationally, energetically to this tree is now connected to something else. The roots go into the ground. The ground, speaks to, they've been doing all kinds of scientific studies about how the forest speaks to each other underneath the ground, right?
Yeah.
So there's a ripple of speech, but it's all energetic. It's all vibrational. So it has to be global. Right? And if it's not just global, if it can't be just the surface, because the animals go deep into the ground is made up of the rocks. Like, it's a feeling that it's listening to you and you are listening to it.
So you believe that this tree has thoughts, and that that everything on Earth has thoughts?
Yes.
Like this?
Everything.
Okay.
Everything carries our energy, our wishes, our imprint, if you will. Even electronics, even tables. It's not the type of thought that we are used to thinking as a human, right? These are energetic flows.
So that's what you're sort of calling a thought, is
Correct.
energetic flows.
There's different types of thoughts. And so that is my whole purpose of connecting in meditation, connecting to whatever form of thought is good for me in this moment. And meditation is always for your highest good. Okay. It's never a bad thing. It never introduces anything bad. It's simply allowing yourself to be still, to be relaxed, to be in your moment, and to be your highest self. So can connect to things.
I definitely connect with that. Whenever I successfully meditate, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I do love meditation. All right. One more question.
Sure.
You said you're 100% on this idea. You brought up a few different ideas, but sort of briefly, it's like when you meditate, you're being in the moment and you're connecting with like Mother Earth, or at least you were when you were by the river just
Correct.
now. Yeah. And you said you're like 100% on that.
Correct.
On that.
Yeah.
How would you? Let's see. Is there anything that could get you less confident? Like, is there any experience that you could have, or information that you could learn that would make you like a 90% or a 10% on that claim?
I can tell you, I love learning. I'm very open to different ideas, different thoughts, different suggestions. Not that I've lived 100 years, but I can tell you, in the life that I have lived, there isn't anything that has yet to convince me that is not the case.
Sure.
And it's not because someone is telling me, or because I'm reading something and it's like, oh, that must be true. It's a feeling. And we all know that we cannot deny our feelings. right? So unless something were to ever change my feeling, I know that I would always stay at 100%
But
certainty.
okay. But you're saying that something could change your feeling.
I will never say that there are no possibilities of anything out there, because I've seen some remarkable things and I've learned some remarkable things.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine anything that would say absolutely, but as it stands right now, I've yet to come across anything that would convince me even to knock off 1% of that.
Okay. Aurora, thanks for sitting down.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Handshake.
It's good to meet you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. That was awesome.